with, what's it got?
It has a specialized motor at the bottom of it that's going to make your clothes dry 62% faster.
What's it called?
Because you have that NuBreeze technology.
Awesome to have you here. It's brand new, 5 easy payments of $19.90. What are we seeing in front of us here?
So what you're seeing is the capacity of it, but that it folds down really small and compact. It is the ultimate drying rack because while at its big height, it's almost 5 feet tall here, 56 inches.
Yeah.
It's gonna hold 44 pounds, give you a lot of adjustable height, which we'll show you, collapse down to less than 5 inches. But what I wanna show you first and foremost is why this is amazing. So we know that the best way to dry our clothes is by hanging them outside. But that's not always convenient, right?
My mom, I grew up in a town where my mom did that growing up.
Of course.
That's very sexist, but that was part of her thing.
That's
Women
what we do.
put with the clothespins.
You know why? Because your clothes, they look better, they feel better, they smell better when you're hanging them outside. NuBreeze was designed to bring the outdoors in. So it is a drying rack, yes, but why it's super cool is look down here below. Specialized motor on the bottom of this is feeding air into this NuBreeze technology here. And why that's important is because you're gonna be able to dry your clothes 62% faster and use 24 times less energy than those aggressive hot air dryers. And you're seeing it's mimicking the breeze as if it was outside.
So you'll a lot less energy, a lot less cost, right? Than using the dryer.
You got it.
And those, but I gotta tell you something, those dryers, here's another thing that I do now with my shirts, QVC shirts. Not that I wear a lot of makeup or anything, but I got this makeup ring around my dress shirts when I do jewelry shows, right?
Sure.
I take them to the dry cleaner for years, to the dry cleaner. They shrink the doggone neck on these shirts. If you've ever had that with your husband, I'm telling you. So I don't do that anymore. I scrub it with a scrub daddy, right? I wash them and then I hang dry them. I never have a problem anymore, but I have to hang them dry by my bed, right? So it is a pain, it's a bit of a pain.
You drip
This
dry
is a
them?
much better way to do it. If you can, and save the money on dry cleaning, air dry your shirts or your blouses, this is a much better idea. It could pay for itself.
You're right, I agree with that 100%. So remember, this is on wheels. I can move this out of the way. Collapses really small and compact. When we talk about the capacity of this, it holds 44 pounds. So we actually measured all of this with a luggage scale. This is 44 pounds of laundry. So that's what that looks like. And now you're talking about your polo shirts, but this could be your sweaters, the things that you love. This sweater, it is a small, but it looks like a child sweater now. It is not.
It's a really, really, really small.
It's a really, really small because it met its match with that dryer. It made its way into the dryer. It's pilled, it's shrunk. This is not what you want to do to your clothes.
Time to get a new sweater, that's what it is.
Yeah, you invest a lot of money in it. So we get rid of this, and instead of putting things into the dryer with that aggressive heat where it's tumbling and tumbling, now we're able to load up our NuBreeze. It is a huge capacity, like we said. There's 32 clips on the outside for your socks, for your delicates, for things that you don't want to put in the dryer.
Before we go any further, my producer Kevin wants to know, obviously you plug this in.
Yes.
You plug this in,
You
right?
plug it in.
Go, Kevin, you plug it in.
You plug
Here's
it
some
in.
animation. Where does that NuBreeze technology come from? Right here.
That is right there with those breeze bars. So what's happening is that motor is feeding that air to the breeze bar, giving you optimal air distribution. That air is able to travel up through and then cool and dry our garments.
Is it hot air or cool air?
Cool air. It is
It's
cool
cool air. It's not going to
Gentle.
burn anything, right? It's not going to shrink anything. It's just this light breeze.
Yeah. Gentle, cool air. And in fact, if you direct your attention down to the bottom of it, you'll see that we have movement here. So our blouses, they're not getting blown away. The airflow that's coming out of this on its high setting is 3.5 mile per hour winds airflow. And then on the low setting, because there are two settings, it's 2.5. So it's just enough to get the airflow to dry our garments faster. We're not damaging them because we're using cool, gentle air. And it's just something that everybody should have. We invest way too much money in our clothes, from sweaters to embellishments to cashmere to silk. All can dry on here.
It's a clothes preservation rack is
For
what
sure.
it is, right? A clothes enhancement rack. Not going to shrink as much, and you're not going to be using, well, I don't know what's going on in the dryers, but there's a lot of forced heat happening at one time in a lot of these dryers, right? Especially these the new front-loading high-end dryers.
And a lot of energy too. They tested this, so they wanted it to dry your clothes faster, and we can confidently say 62% faster it's going to dry than a traditional drying rack. But what it's also going to do is use a lot less energy, 24 times less energy than what your dryer would do. So think about that. I mean, all of the money you spend in your clothes, you don't want to damage them. Even when they say they can go into the dryer, they can't always. You sometimes pull them out and they're shrunk.
With 2 minutes to go, it's on 5 easy payments of $19.90. A 10 for you if you're new to QVC. You're saying, oh, I've never seen that before, but I want to try QVC out for the first time. $10 coming to you, an option, and maybe not just for clothes.
Not just for clothes. This is a great way if you're limited on space to kind of have a mobile linen closet, if you will. We have a small comforter on the top of this. Remember, 44-pound capacity. We all know how heavy these things can be, and they don't always fit in the dryer.
Yeah.
Even things like our towels and things that maybe we just want to dry from getting out of the shower, dry them up a little bit faster. You can do this with this. 2 settings on here so you have this natural airflow. And we'll take you back up front to the one up here and show you with that handkerchief again, because I think it's important to show you that you're bringing the outdoors in. The best way to dry our clothes, it's why our moms and our grandmothers always did it that way, is by taking it outside and hanging them to dry. But that is not convenient. What you'll see is that when this moves, it's moving the way it would out in Mother Nature with a gentle, cool air that's drying our clothes faster.
Yeah, I get it.
It.
And I had never seen this before when we met earlier tonight. And I'm like, I can put my shirts up here, blouses, could be in the kids' room. What about somebody who's living in an apartment or something and they don't get to, or like dorms and stuff like that, where the dryer's all full and people have stuff in their dryer. You hang this up, dries more naturally, dries in a better way, and it folds up to almost nothing.
Right, and it's easy storage. So if you are in those situations, you can roll this down the hallway with you, into the laundry room, in and out. Because you're able to, change its configuration, put up against a wall, it is holding 3 times the amount of laundry of those traditional drying racks and folds small and compact. So this whole thing will collapse down to about 5 inches. So if you're saying, hey, that's a really big drying rack, I don't have space for that, you do, because it can fit right behind your door.
We've got a great guest coming up next with a battery organizer.
I've heard that.
You hear she's great?
I've heard that, yeah.
She's one of our better guests. Her name's Kylie. What's going on? Well, you just saw a second ago the final look at the QVC2 Big Deal, right? That was the final presentation of what happens at 9 p.m. on a Friday night.